Good morning, Veritas. Here is our last All-Star Challenge of the school year. Today is June 15th, 2020. This is the last problem of the year for math. All right, so let's get started on this word problem. I'm going to read it once through and then I'll annotate the second time I read it. There are 3,000 students in the Holyoke Public Schools. A school bus can carry 48 passengers at a time. There are 56 school buses in Holyoke. How many students need additional transportation other than a bus to get to school? Okay, so there are 3,000 students in the Holyoke Public Schools, so a total of 3,000 students. A school bus can carry 48 passengers at a time. So the bus can take 48 passengers at a time. There are 56 school buses in Holyoke. So 48 passengers can fit on each bus. There are 56 buses, and the total number of students is 3,000 in Holyoke. Okay, so the question is saying how many students need additional transportation other than a bus? So how many kids are going to have to get to school that don't fit on these buses? Okay, so how many students? Our answer is going to be in students. How many students? We're going to have to give a number of students. Need additional transportation other than a bus. Okay, so let's draw a little picture here. I drew my little school bus here. School bus has 48 passengers, so it carries 48 students at a time to school. There are 56 of them. So 48 on this bus. The next bus has 48. The next bus has 48. The next bus fits 48, and so forth, all the way to 56 buses. Okay? So there's 56 buses times 48 passengers on each bus. We're going to multiply the number of buses times 48. We could do repeated addition, 48 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48. We could do that, add 48 together 56 times, but that's going to take a really long time, and there's a good chance that you're going to make an addition mistake at some point while adding 48 56 different times. So we're going to multiply 56 times 48, so 56 school buses, and each of those buses has 48 passengers on them. Let's do 56 times 48 to see how many kids can take a bus to school. So we're going to start in the ones place in the bottom right-hand corner. We're going to multiply the ones times these ones. So 8 times 6 is 48. Carry the 40 over to the tens place here. Then 8 times 5 is 40, plus the 4 that we carried makes 44. Okay, I'm going to cross off this 4 that I added. So all we did so far was 56 times 8. Okay, 56 times 8 is 448. Okay, now we're done with the 8. We already multiplied 56 times 8. Now we have to multiply 56 times 4 and add them together. So what we got to do here, I hope you remember this, is you got to put a 0. I put my little smiley face there to hold the ones place because we already finished multiplying times the ones place. And now we're really multiplying by 4 tens, which is 40. So we're going to put this 0 to hold the ones place because now we're in the tens place. So now we're going to do 4 times 6 is 24. But notice it's really 40 times 6. So 40 times 6 is 240. So we wrote the 40 here and we carried the 200 over to what's going to be the hundreds place now. Okay, so 4 times 6 was 24. And then 4 times 5 is 20. Plus these 2 that we carried makes 22 hundreds, or 2,200. So now we have 448 plus 2,240. We're going to add up these partial products. Partial product number 1, partial product number 2. We'll add these together. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. And 2 plus 0 thousands from this one is just 2. So we have 2,688. That's how many students can take the buses in Holyoke. So 2,688 students take a bus. Okay? So that's not what the question's asking us, though. It says how many students need additional transportation other than a bus to get to school. So 2,688 students take a bus. there's a total of 3,000 students. So what we need to do now is take the total number of students, 3,000 students in the Holyoke Public Schools. If 2,688 of them take a bus, that means the rest of them to get from 2,688 to 3,000, the rest of them are going to need additional transportation. So to find the difference between 3,000 students and the 2,688 students that take a bus, we're going to subtract. So 3,000 minus 2,688. Just going to be real careful, make sure that I have those numbers right. 3,000 students. The ones that take a bus are 2,688. So we're going to subtract 3,000 students minus the ones that take a bus. And then that'll tell us how many do not take the bus and need additional transportation. Okay? So a little bit of subtracting across zero. This can be tricky, so let's be careful. Check now. Did you get this right up to this point? Because then we'll see if you made a mistake subtracting, but at this point you should have these two numbers. So check your work, pause this if you need to, and try to see if you made a mistake. Where did you make your mistake here? Okay? So if we have 0 ones, we can't subtract 8. You can't do 0 minus 8. If I have 0, I can't take 8 away, right? So what you have to do is we're going to do some borrowing. We're going to do some trading here. So we're going to go to this one. You can't do 0 minus 8. So you're going to go across these zeros. Now I'm going to turn that to a 9, but if I just turn that to a 9, then I really just added 90 to this. And now it's saying that there's 3,090 students, which is not true. So we can't just turn that to a 9. We have to continue going over. Because it's basically saying, well, we don't have any ones, so we're going to borrow from the tens. But we don't have any tens, so now we're going to borrow from the hundreds. And we don't have any hundreds, so now we actually have to borrow from the thousands. Okay, so what we're doing when we're subtracting across 0 is we're just trying to trade. But you can't trade if there's 0, right? So we're going to have to add 9 there and take one from here. But since there are none here, we're going to add 9 here and take one from here, because every place you go to the left is 10 times bigger. Right? So we're just trading. Now we have 2,000 plus 900 plus 90. So we need 10 more ones to get to 3,000. So now when you add this all up, 2,990 plus 10 is 3,000. So all we did was some trading. Okay? So now 10 minus 8 is 2 ones. 9 minus 8 is 110. 9 minus 6 is 300s. 2 minus 2 is 0,000. So the answer is 312. There are 312 students in Holyoke Public Schools, according to this problem, who need additional transportation. So the answer is 312 students. And that's it. Okay, we had our total number of students. We had to find out how many kids could take buses. So to do that, we did 48 passengers times 56 buses. 48 times 56 was 2,688 students could take a bus. So then we took the total number of students and subtracted the number of students that could take a bus, and that told us the kids who can't take a bus, which are the kids who need additional transportation other than a bus, and that's 312 students. Give yourself some snaps if you got that. Nice work. I hope everybody has an awesome summer. It was nice working with you guys. I'm going to miss everybody, and we'll see you in the fall. All right? Bye.